Like most boys, Andy could be a handful. Like most dads, Roger knew best. Like most boys, Andy just needed to be shown a bit of discipline. Unlike most boys, Andy is currently serving 26 life sentences for crimes of appalling violence. Who makes our children into the adults they become? My Son, the Killer. Tomorrow at 9 on BBC One.
Now on BBC One, the 10 o'clock news with George Alagiah.
Europe's new president sparks off an extraordinary diplomatic row. Silvio Berlusconi likens a German politician to a guard in a Nazi war camp. Berlin says the comments are unacceptable and demands an apology from the Italian Prime Minister. Also tonight, Never Too Old to Work plans to put an end to age discrimination. Remembering the fallen, but Jack Straw says Britain's commitment to Iraq is unshaken. And caught on camera the moment a teenage girl was attacked on her way home.
And in BBC London news, welcoming a new comrade, what do Chelsea fans make of the sale to a Russian billionaire? And after months of waiting, the reopening of Trafalgar Square.
Good evening. It was the worst possible start for the Italian presidency of the European Union. Silvio Berlusconi was meant to be setting the stage for Europe's future at the European Parliament today. Well, still to come on tonight's programme. Why one of the biggest names in food is getting worried about your weight.
And Tim Henman will have to come back here to Wimbledon tomorrow as he strives to reach the semi-finals. He was 2-1 down against Sebastian Grosjean when rain forced them off.
Police in South Yorkshire. Well, I'll be back a little later with an update on the day's headlines, but now we join our news teams across the UK.
Good evening from BBC London News. The chairman of Chelsea Football Club has spoken from the late team. Nina's back here tomorrow morning at 6:30 with our next bulletin here on BBC One. But now it's time to go back to George. Good night.
The main news tonight, a furious diplomatic row has broken out in the European Union with the Italian Prime Minister Silvio Berlusconi at its centre. He provoked uproar after likening a German politician to a guard in a Nazi war camp at the European Parliament today. The government set out plans to end age discrimination, and Jack Straw has promised to hunt down the Iraqi killers of the 6 British soldiers whose bodies were returned home to RAF Brize Norton today. Well, Newsnight is starting now over on BBC Two, but from the 10 o'clock news team, good night.